copies before class starts. There we go. All right. Oh, paper jam. All right, don't worry. I got this. All right, B4. Okay. All right, got it. All right, perfect. Woo! Got that fixed. Got exactly 2 minutes before class starts. What do you want from me? All right. Last grade. Done. Oh, but how do I export? Orocho sent those instructions, and I could just go look through my inbox. Or I could get a direct answer from her by sending her 5 emails. To Orocho regarding how to export grades. Highly important? I think so. Send. Why hasn't she gotten back to me yet? Wait! They have yogurt biteables at lunch today? I wasn't running.
Looks like you're running. Looks like you're a little bit out of breath. Where are you headed to so fast?
Yogurt biteables.
Yeah. You see this heart? Jumping out of your chest, bro. Sprinting down the hallway. That's not going to happen.
Sorry, Miss Kiss.
Move on. Nice time.
Thanks.
I decided to go cash today.
Well, it's benefiting me as it's keeping me on my game. Like, because I have to give out a progress report once a week, it's making sure that I, am planning more, I'm having timetables more. It's really helping me in a way to do the things that I should be doing anyway, but it's just making sure that I'm doing them. And as for my students, I think the students who are typically labeled low achievement but aren't really, like, they're intelligent kids, but they just don't necessarily have the organizational skills to display that right now. And so it's helping them to grow and giving them the opportunity to do so in a situation that allows them to not make up work unexcused, oh, there's rolling deadlines. No, that it gives them the opportunity to not opt out. It forces them to do the work. It forces them to show me how much they know and really express that they are, in fact, a very capable and very talented individual.
Well, I started at second quarter, and it's definitely helped me stay on track of grades better, because now I give out weekly progress reports, so I'm much more aware of how the kids are doing, and they are too. And it's helped them really see how much their grade can improve just by turning in 1 or 2 assignments. They see it automatically come up within a week.
I think it's benefited a lot. I instated it last year, I think in the second quarter, so it was new to the students. And I had a few failures before that, like a few D's and F's, but then after I instated the policy, the next quarter, the lowest grade I think I had was a B-. So the kids that were constantly not turning in work, they had to turn in their work, and so their grade was a lot higher. I think it's good because the kids know exactly what they're missing. It keeps them on track. There's really no surprises, and it helps me because my grade book is always current, and I know how kids are doing too.
I have really liked the no opt-out policy. It was tough to implement at first just because students weren't used to it when I started it last year. This year it's been much better. The 7th graders just see it as the way things are. I found that the more members on my team that have started doing it, the easier it makes it for me as well, because the students just see it as something that's expected in all of their classes, just like warm-ups are now.
I wouldn't really say it's more work. I'd say it's the same work, just when I should be doing it. I think the big thing that's helped me is it's helped with my punctuality extremely. So I may seem like I'm doing more work on any given day, but in reality it's just instead of waiting towards the end of an interim or the end of the quarter, I'm doing the work as I go. And it's really helping me to gauge where my students are at as well as where I'm at. And I think that if nothing else, just the benefit that I get from that is a reason to go no opt-out.
All in all, I don't necessarily see myself as doing extra work because I feel more organized, and I did more work the first quarter when I was floundering all over the place with missing assignments.
So it does take a little extra preparation to make sure all my grades are in for that week, and to print out the slips, but it keeps me, I think it's a lot better for me though, because in the end I don't have that much more work. My grades are completely up to date. I'm not rushing to put things in, and it's just, my grade book's a lot cleaner, and I feel a lot better when I know, everything's getting turned in. So
Awesome.
I'd say it's less work in the end and less stress.
It causes me, a procrastinator, to keep things up throughout the quarter, and it causes less stress for me in the long run. I did fall a little behind this last quarter, and I noticed then that it became a little bit more work when I was trying to play catch up, but as long as I stick with it and I'm constantly keeping up with what needs to be done, the students have a better understanding of where they're at in class and what they need to do, and it causes less stress for me because I have fewer assignments coming in 3 weeks after they were due.
Make it very clear to your students and very clear to their parents exactly what you're doing. Typed out regulations and policies, typed out things like that, sent home, emailed home, and conveyed to the students in class. If it takes a whole class to go over it and field their questions, that's what it takes. Because the more that they feel like they understand the policy, the less they'll feel like it's not fair and that it's just a policy. And you won't have students being like, well, this isn't fair, I don't want to do this, I don't have to do this. Instead, it's just the rule. Why do I have to stay after school? Well, it's just the rule. And if you do a good job of laying that groundwork, then I don't think you'll run into as many problems.
I realized even in conversation with other 7th grade and 8th grade teachers that there's a big change between 6th and 7th grade, and they're not used to that level of responsibility, and I certainly want them there, but I feel like it has to be like a lot of things, scaffolded. So yes, they are allowed to redo assignments, but I have my limit too. I don't necessarily allow them to redo something that was due a month ago, unless it was worth a huge portion of their grade. So I think you have to find out what system works for you. And I would say the newsletter, or somehow let parents know, and then just consistency. You have to stick with whatever you decide your policy is going to be.
You can start it whenever you want. You don't have to start it in the beginning of the year. I did that this year, but last year I introduced it and it went fine. Also, just, make sure you're organized about it, and you're giving kids, notifications and keeping on track with it. And also a consequence, too, if they don't come in, what's going to happen then. You have to have some sort of, I think, backup, too, if there is a kid or two that maybe just is chronically not going to come in. Kind of have to have procedures in place for that, too.
The biggest thing, I think, is letting the kids know ahead of time, saying this is the new policy, this is what it's going to be. I think enough teachers in the school are doing it now. It might be helpful that, that they are already doing it in other classes.
About how often would you say you have to actually come to the after-school program for me or Mr. Conger?
Personally, I don't come that much. I only come when I need to.
Then why is it that you don't have to come all that often?
Because if you keep your work turned in, then you won't have to come for after school. You can do other things.
I came once with Mr. Conger and 0 times.
I'll say twice a week.
You come twice a week?
Mm-hmm.
Do you usually get all your stuff done?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever have.
Why?
Because I do my work and turn it in on time.
Why do you do your work and turn it in on time?
Because I really don't like after school. And
So-
I do better stuff.
I never come
Why not?
because I don't like coming.
Okay, you don't like coming to the after school?
No, I don't. I like being home.
Okay. Has getting the grade sheet that we give you, does that help?
Yeah, because I know how I'm doing and what I need to bring up.
And it shows me every day what I'm missing, and whatever I'm missing, I can turn it in.
It
tells me what I'm missing.
It gives me a motivation to help me progress my grades, and it gives me what I need to turn in so I can get it turned in and not get a 0 on it.
What are some reasons why you might have a missing assignment when you get that grade sheet at the end of the week?
I'm absent, or I was just lazy.
Not enough time to do what they're supposed to, or just don't care about their work. Me not showing up for class, like not here for school, and if I'm talking or something.
You probably just don't want to do it. You'd probably think the teacher will forget. You're very busy, maybe during that night that it's the night before it's due.
Okay. If you didn't have to stay after school, if Mr. Bauer and I said you don't have to stay after school to do your work, do you think that you would do your work on your own?
No.
You don't? You think you would just take zeros?
I mean, I'll do it. I won't take zeros because I just want to get good grades.
I mean, I would try and get all the work done the best I can, and some things slip out, and like I said, I would try and get all of it done on time, but some things you can't really control.
I'd take the 0 and I'd probably have a C in this class.
Okay. Do you think that staying after school with Mr. Bauer and Mr. Conger is a punishment?
No.
Why not? It seems like it is. Why not? Why is it not a punishment?
You guys are trying to help us
Okay.
get better grades. I would think of it as an opportunity to be able to finish my work and, like, at least be able to do it.
Kinda, because in a way, it's like your fault. You kind of got yourself into it, so that's like a personal punishment for yourself. But they're like there just to help you. I think it's a good strategy for me because like I get to finish all the work that I didn't complete when I wasn't here and stuff.
And I don't feel that it's a punishment at all. I just think it's a good way to keep your grades up and keep your schoolwork on time.
I would kind of see it. I would be mad because I don't like coming.
Okay.
And well, partly it's my fault because I would have turned my stuff in at the first time. I wouldn't have to go.
It's not a punishment.
Okay, why don't you think it's a punishment?
Because it's helping you get a better grade.
I believe it's a benefit rather than a punishment.
Okay, why would you say it's not a punishment?
Because most teachers, they'd say that you'll just get the 0 and it'll ruin your grade. And you're actually giving us a chance to do it later.
Why don't you want to stay on after school on Thursdays?
Personally, I think it's just like a waste of time. Like I couldn't have been in this situation if I just did my work and I had to play basketball and all that.
Do you think it's fair that Mr. Conger and I ask students to stay after school when they don't have their work complete?
Yeah, I mean it's basically like asking back, because if you don't turn in work, then it's not really a punishment, but you just like stay after school and get the work done so you can get a good grade.
Because they had time to do it, so it's fair that you force them to do it.
It's fair on both sides because you get to grade more papers, like all the papers that you're supposed to, and they get to get a good grade in the class.